Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another top 10 video. I haven't done one of these in months. Hopefully, you guys and girls like the intro. I mean, I think that intro is pretty cool. I made that myself, of course. It's not the best intro in the world, but I actually really like it a lot. And I think, it fits the category we're first starting off with, which is going to be top 10 action anime. Now, as always, guys and girls, I'm going to explain some stuff in case you haven't seen one of my top 10s in a long time, and that's understandable if you haven't, because since I did my last top 10, I have gotten a lot more subscribers. I think I was at 300 subscribers when I did my last top 10. That's how long ago it was, and now I'm at 500 and something. So, anyways, first off, I will have the first one being an honorable mention, of course. The next 10 will be an out of order sequence. It doesn't per se mean that just because it's in the 10th spot or the first spot means it's the best one out of the grouping. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just that I put them in just for the hell of it as top 10 of them. So these are 10 plus honorable mention anime that I feel are worthy of the title of the top 10 that it's in particular we're talking about. Now, it is my opinion, first and foremost, so if you have problems with that, hey, put in the comments below. Say you don't fully agree with me, or say, whatever. Be respectful of one another. Do not, if I see any disrespectful comments aimed at me or any of the other commenters, I will delete those, because I'm very strict when it comes to this. I think it's free roam when it comes to a lot of your opinions and stuff like that. It's fine, but make sure you are respectful to one another. So, today we're going to have, if you haven't seen it from the intro already, or, well, not from the intro, but from more so the title, we're going to have our top 10 action series. Now, I was recommended this to do this by someone. They wanted to stay anonymous, though, so I'm not going to say their name in the comments or anything like that. But what's funny about the top 10 action is one thing they said is they want something with, action. They want something that doesn't bore them. They want something that just really essentially is pure action. And I'll be honest with you guys and girls, that's a very, very hard thing to do, because anime in general has to have some leeway with action, kind of, and slow down moments, story, etc. You can't have 100% pure action. So what I did with this is I found the shows that I feel are closest, mind you, closest to having pure action and at times a nice mixture of slowdowns or pacing stuff that doesn't really make it where it's boring. It's still very interesting and very unique, but definitely is focused more so on action. Now, my honorable mention, if you can see from the image, is of course shonen series. And this, I know that you might think that's kind of a cop-out, like, oh, that you're mentioning every shonen series. In many ways, I kind of am, because for the most part, most shonen are labeled as action. I'm not saying every single shonen is labeled as action, but a vast majority of them are labeled as action. So Boku no Hero Academia, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, etc. Those are all considered action series plus adventure and other things, of course, on the categories. But I feel that this is a good honorable mention, because if you're really looking for a long-running show that really kind of keeps your interest and has a lot of action, you can't do much worse than shonen. There's something for everyone. If you want supernatural, if you want martial arts, if you want action, if you want hero stuff, you could find it there, and that's one thing that I give it. So I definitely say look for shonen stuff if you're looking for action series. Now, number 10, I'm going to say is Rakudai. I loved Rakudai. I gave it an A+. It was one of my, honestly, one of my favorites of last year. It was so well done. And it was a good mixture of what essentially was all action with some storytelling in between. It looks, when you see the first image, you think, oh, it's going to be a harem type story. You think that right away, and it's understandable if you do. But this is not a harem story. The main character is a badass guy. He gets a single girl out of all of these girls. He actually chooses a girl. But more so, the action and the coolness that he does and all this stuff is just awesome. It's got some wicked cool swordplay. It's got some nice supernatural elements and stuff like that. Definitely a series I recommend checking out. Now, 9, I'm going to say Noragami. Noragami is one of those shows that does have some slowdown moments. So if you're looking for pure action, it's a little bit hard to justify this completely. But the slowdowns are funny, and it's got some nice storytelling, and in general is a enjoyable show. I think the first season is awesome. I have not seen the second season, but I am going off of knowing a lot of people that I trust their opinions, and they are very, very close to my own opinions and own tastes. They love the second season. They think the second season is even better than the first. And I've heard this even from outside sources, so I know for a fact that when I watch the second season, I'm probably going to enjoy a lot more than the first one. But it's a show that has a lot of action, so if you're looking for swordplay, supernatural stuff, definitely go check this out. Now, for those that like gunslinging, number 8, Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is a nice, mature action series. This has storytelling also, of course, but it is pure gun barrage. There's bullets flying every time. There are several episodes that are focused more on story and characters, but it's usually not without some form of gunplay at some point or another. It's very realistic. There's no supernatural stuff here, but it's very, very well done. I love the story. I love the mature theme of it in general. Definitely go check out Black Lagoon. You will not be disappointed. Now, number 7 is Psychopaths. Psychopaths is a police sci-fi drama / action show. It has a lot of storytelling in it, yes, but the action, the kind of police military stuff is awesome. It's really visceral. It has some very mature content. You will see characters being blown apart by guns and stuff like that. So if you really are looking for a mature action sequence, this is really one of those shows that you could really sink your teeth into. The second season of the movie are questionable. They're kind of hit or miss. I think the first season of Psychopaths is really where it's all at, and it has some of the best stuff, the best action sequences, the best moments in general, plus the best characters, I feel. But definitely go check out Psychopaths. I can't recommend it any more than I'm saying it already. It's definitely worth checking out. I think I said, is this number 6, I believe? Yeah, number 6. I always lose track in top 10s. That's why it's such a pain in the ass for me to do sometimes. Number 6 is Kurokami, or Black God. Now, if you're looking for a martial arts action series, can't do wrong with this. The whole concept is, what if you could meet doppelgangers, and if your doppelganger exists, what would the consequences of you finding essentially what is a clone of yourself? The story is very interesting. It gets very dark in some points. It has a very, very drama-filled sequence toward the end, but the martial arts is really, really awesome. I mean, these characters are always in fights when they have to fight one another. It has some really nice animation. I love the show. Honestly, go check it out. It's not talked about enough, and that's one thing that I wanted to put on my top 10 action series, because I think it is a great action sequence, or series, excuse me, and it's not talked about enough. So that's a shame. It's got to be watched. Definitely go check it out. I recommend it fully. Number 5 would be Fate Zero. Fate Zero, I say, out of all the Fate Stay Night world and universes, I say Fate Zero has the most swordplay action out of all of them. It's very visceral. It has swordplay, it has some guns, it has a lot of different things in terms of, supernatural elements, and also kind of just action elements, storytelling. There's very few episodes where there's slowdown. It's mostly just always action, and when there is slowdown, it's just meant to build up on characters and story, kind of get you to reel back from the action a little bit. Because I think any show that's action orientated, you need that kind of slowdown, that pacing, to help you kind of take in all the stuff that you just saw. So this is a good show for that. It has a nice blend of both. Definitely go check out Fate Zero. I recommend it so highly. I gave it an A+ when I reviewed it. It's awesome. Number 4, Gantz. Now, Gantz, I will say right now, is a very, very good action series. I keep saying sequence, by the way. I just noticed that. I said that before, I think, in my number 10 spot. I mean to say series, but I'm just saying sequence by accident. But Gantz is really cool. This is more so a sci-fi, supernatural type action series where we have our characters dying and getting I guess more so respawn into a world where if they want to have a chance at living again, they must play a game where if they do die, that's it for them. But if they can actually keep going and survive to play the game, they will be given new life again. It's a very, very dark tone series, very mature, has a lot of, I want to say, very, very mature concepts. I mean, this has sex, this has violence, nudity, stuff like that. So, if you're under the age, I'm not saying watch it, but, hey, listen, I'm not your parents, so that's up to you if you want to watch it. But I definitely say if you want something that's very strong action, I mean, there are characters that blow up on screen. There are characters that explode in millions of chunks. It's very, very cool. It's very visceral. Definitely go check out Gantz. Number 3 is God Eater. Now, God Eater is based off a video game franchise, and that was similar to Monster Hunter type gameplay. If you've ever seen Monster Hunter, it's hack and slash, resource building, stuff like that. The anime I was very worried about when I first went into it because I was kind of scared. I'm like, how are they gonna do this? They end up making a great action show in general. I mean, I love the action in God Eater, and what's funny? For a 13 episode long series, it's very few times that you'll ever see them slow down and talk about story. There is some episodes where they do focus on story, but 9 times out of 10 they're going out fighting giant creatures that are twice the size of the humans, and it's for several episodes at a time sometimes that you'll have these characters fighting these creatures, which is really cool. I enjoy the action of this. I enjoy the story. It's just awesome overall. You know, and be lucky that you weren't watching it as it was coming out, because as it was coming out, it had suffered multiple delays and stuff like that. I mean, episodes 12 and 13 alone took several months for it to come out, but now you can watch the whole thing. It's already been done. So go check it out. Awesome show. Number 2 is Ghost in the Shell. I'm gonna just go all SAC because I forgot the whole title for it. I think it's Standalone Complex. There we go. I see it on the screen. Standalone Complex. But Ghost in the Shell SAC, or Standalone Complex, is a really, really cool series. I mean, I love all Ghost in the Shells, I'll be honest with you, except maybe the newer series, Arise, which is not really my cup of tea. But the original Ghost in the Shell and is really good, and then Standalone Complex, though, I think is the best one out of every one of them. And a lot of fans will agree with me in thoughts that this is the better one if you're going to go into Ghost in the Shell at all. You can go into this kind of blind, not knowing anything from the past ones, because it does set up a nice world building of who the characters are and what they're all about and stuff like that in the story alone. But the action is awesome. There's a lot of kind of gung-ho action where you see characters flying through air, shooting. You see creatures and robots flying and doing a whole bunch of cool stuff. It is awesome series. I love it. I recommend it highly. Definitely go check it out. Now, number 1 is going to be also kind of a split thing, almost similar to my shonen honorable mention. Number 1 is Berserk, the original series and the movies. So the original series was full of action, and the movies were full of action. The newer 2016 one is not that good. I'm going to be honest with you guys and girls. You know, I don't hate it. I like it for what it is, but I know a lot of people would disagree highly with me. I mean, I see it all the time in my review of it, of the episodes of it. But I will say right now that if you watch the original Berserk stuff, it's pure action, pure visceral content. Very similar to Gantz, very, very mature. You're going to have characters deal with various things like nudity, you know, rape, sexual stuff. It's just all over the place. So make sure that, you know, hey, you do have permission when you watch this. If you're enjoying that, you know, that's, hey, I'm not your parent, like I said before in the Gantz one. You know, you can judge that if you're under the age of 18, what you're supposed to do technically. But I was that age too, so I remember, you know, hey, I was 14, 15 one time. I was younger than 18, of course, and I watched a lot of mature content too. So I'm not stopping you right there. I'm just saying that definitely make sure you get some permission if you're one of those kids that you have to get permission first. Just saying. Anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10. If you guys like me doing these top 10s, feel free to put in the comments below to recommend me to do top 10s. You know, I love doing top 10s. I think they're a lot of fun. Like I said, I can't do them all the time because they do take a lot more, you know, planning and kind of just me looking up stuff and all that to make sure that I'm correct with certain things. So definitely, you know, give me a kind of leeway where if you say, oh, I want to do like top 10 fantasy or top 10 this or that, give me a few weeks at best from when you comment and tell me you want one of them done, because it will take me probably that long. Anyways, guys and girls, as always, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.